I've teamed up with SaveOurWater.com to show you how I turn my thirsty, dry yard into a colorful space teeming with life. This yard is proof that water-wise landscapes can be beautiful, sustainable, functional, and low maintenance. When we first moved into our home, the front yard was pretty boring, but I was excited at the thought of bringing it back to life with some of my favorite water-wise plants. I knew I wanted to add a lot of color and texture to the yard, and I also wanted to make sure that I chose plants that would be best for our California climate, tolerant of direct sun, getting a lot of heat, and low water conditions. I've learned that fall is the perfect time to transform my garden. Many annuals will have died down, making room for new plants, and leaves on the ground are perfect for mulching. I also prefer to wait until winter and fall to add new plants to my garden because cooler conditions make it easier for the plants to establish themselves and be happy and healthy. The garden changes year-round, so it's always good to be prepared for all seasons. The first step was to clear out the weeds and any plants that didn't suit the space or conditions. When clearing the space, I also created paths and different levels because I wanted to add some visual interest and I thought it was much prettier. Something that not everyone thinks about is how are you going to get in there to water and weed? Don't forget to give yourself that access. Once the space in the yard was defined, I got to have some fun and choose which plants I wanted as my main focal points. To ensure the yard had some consistency, I decided to use mostly succulent type plants such as agave, euphorbia, aloe, and aeonium. Luckily, there are so many varieties of these plants that come in lots of colors and sizes. Filling a yard this size doesn't need to be expensive at all. There are so many plant resources out there when you know where to look. And many local water agencies will even give you a rebate to transform your garden. The first plants I added were several euphorbia sticks on fire, which I was given for free by my mother. Living up to its name, this drought-tolerant plant has branches that turn bright pink, orange, and yellow when exposed to direct sunlight. Once established, it also grows really fast, and what I love is that every time it's pruned, the new cuttings can be replanted in other areas of the yard. Through an online marketplace, I found someone who's giving away these large blue agave americanas, which I knew would look fantastic dotted throughout the yard. This is another plant that can grow quite large and creates lots of pups. Once the larger plants were chosen, I picked out smaller plants I could dot throughout the yard, along pathways and up the hills. Almost every plant I put in this yard was either given to me by neighbors and friends, or posted on plant swap groups, or free pages of marketplace websites. Other plants I chose to fill the yard with were aeoniums. These succulents come in a variety of colors and sizes. Aloes, which come in so many colors and sizes, and also attract hummingbirds and other pollinators with their torch-like blooms. I also have lots of agaves in different sizes and colors. To make this yard transformation achievable, I focused on small areas, doing each section on my own, little by little, weekend by weekend. To me, the beauty of gardening is that it changes throughout the seasons, and you can make small changes as you go to make sure it is working for you and the maintenance is achievable. Because I knew it was important to get our watering right, we hired someone to add drip lines. That way, my plants only get enough water to keep things healthy. These plants don't require much water, so we turn the drip off during the winter months, saving water and money. Once most of my plants were in, I ordered a large delivery of mulch, which I got for free as a water customer in my city. Not only does the mulch fill in areas between plants, making it more visually appealing, but it also retains water in the soil and eventually breaks down, adding natural nutrients and healthy bacteria to your garden. My front yard went from this to this. What I love about this garden is that it's beautiful, teeming with life, low maintenance, and cost almost nothing to create. When creating your own drought-tolerant garden, remember you can start small, making little changes to your garden that will grow and establish over time. For more information and water-saving tips, and to find yard transformation rebates in your area, please visit SaveOurWater.com. You can also find Save Our Water on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube.